Previously on Wild Bills.
He's coming right towards us. Somebody grab the leader.
3 teams. 3 dreams.
Very few things in this world are more important than winning that purple jacket to me.
There he is, right there.
And 4 hard-fought, high-stakes tournaments ago.
Right there.
This quest for the Crest Sailfish Series rematch began.
Way to fish hard till the end, guys.
Now, it all comes down to 8 hours of fishing on this, the final day of the final sail.
We'll fish as hard as we can, and hopefully we'll get some bites and capitalize on them.
There's the leader right there. Go, go, go.
Which teams will go home with the tournament? The daily.
We'll see what happens. Things are definitely getting better.
And the title of #1 in the world. For 5 months of intense competition.
Everybody wants to take the top prize, get recognized as winning the biggest event.
Through 4 hard-fought, high-stakes tournaments.
We're going to work hard at it and do whatever it takes to get the bites.
The world's best sail fishing teams put it all on the line once again in their quest to get tight with the fastest fish in the sea, the iconic, acrobatic Atlantic sailfish.
Every time I see one come up on a kite bait, it just, I can't help it. I love it.
At stake, a multi-million-dollar purse, the coveted burgundy jacket.
We will be putting on that jacket at the end of the season.
And title of #1 sail fishing team in the world. Only one team will reign victorious in the prestigious Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series. The rematch of Teams Liquid, 4 Aces, and Vitamin C2. Wild Bills.
Wild Bills, presented by Bass Pro Shops.
For the 36 elite sail fishing teams competing in this final sail and Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series, it all comes down to 8 last-ditch hours of knockdown, drag-out angling. And the Wild Bills teams are here to ride it for all it's worth.
Ahead of us today is going to be a great memory. Let's realize it now and take advantage of every opportunity that comes up. And recognize it the whole way through. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. It's all going to be a great memory in the end. So let's make it the best it can be by being perfect. Everything perfect. We start off the morning, coach them up a bit, make sure they understand exactly what's going on. And it's tough. 2 of the guys didn't even get here till 4 o'clock this morning. I mean, they've had an hour of sleep, and here we go to fish for the end, the finale.
Even though Team Vitamin C2 is beyond a long shot in the tournament and series, they are laser focused on this daily.
75 yards in front.
Just before line's in, they spot a flopper and get into position.
Is that him?
There's also still that opportunity that you can have that epic day.
8 a.m., lines in, final sail.
And anything's possible. It just hopefully is our opportunity and our day. We're definitely due. This is the last day of the entire season, so hopefully it's going to be a good one.
Reel up on a kite.
Each day that you go into is like a brand new tournament. You could take it first place daily and you could do well. We need 5 or 6 fish minimum to even do something.
There he is, right long, it's him.
Get the rod back there. Pull on the right, Parker. There he is right here. Good job, guys, good job. As soon as we reeled the kites and started running, we saw a free jumper, got on him, got a bite out of him, caught him.
Team 4 Aces heads east once again, to the spot where they now have confidence in what to expect.
I was noticing early in the mornings there was fish coming right off the reef and shell inside 190 feet of water. And then they were starting to show up in the afternoons out a little bit deeper, free jumping. And so our plan was to get up on the reef, put the baits out, and we stayed inside like 105, 90 feet.
But as soon as we put our lines in the water, we had bites, and it looked like we were going to have a spectacular day.
Probably 30 minutes into it, we hooked the first fish, comes up on the right kite. Christian hooked that fish. It was hard getting it out of the clip and the kite. Started jumping. The hook got turned back in the bait on that one. So it's just a difficult fish. Second fish was probably only 15 minutes later. Peter grabbed the rod on that one. Very similar result, except we just pulled the hook.
We really missed our first 2 fish. I got really discouraged because I pulled the hook on one of the fish. pulled the hook 2 times. My son Christian lost the other one, and it seemed like it was going to be a terrible day. Damn it.
2 minutos.
For Team Liquid, the pressure is full on from lines end. Come on, sails.
8 o'clock, boys, let them rip. But we get out there, and the conditions are as good, if not better, than they have been the rest of the day.
Is that a sail?
Sail, right middle. Drop back, feed. Make some moves around and get bit probably an hour or so into lines end. And the fish is crazy, as they are down here frequently. But this one's exceptionally crazy. He makes a big loop around the boat, and my guy doesn't get to the bow fast enough, and I don't back off the fish like I could have fast enough, and he gets it hung on the bow and breaks it off.
It's all right.
And that's what they call the indicator, our first bite of the day. Came Richter right under the bow. Okay. Fish one's gone. Turns out very important fish one.
Fish one right here.
Typically, your first bite of the day, it's one of those things. Are you going to get on a roll, or now do you have to work through adversity? Our first bite of the day was adversity.
Up next on Wild Bells, it's man versus fish as the clock counts down in the final sail and Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series. The chase is on. Less than an hour into the final day of the final sail and Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series, Team Vitamin C2 scores one of the day's first releases. Liquid loses one.
Out of gear!
And 4 aces lose their first 2 sails.
Grab the clip and clip it up. Can't believe this.
Third fish of the day was probably another 5-10 minutes after that. My brother grabbed that one on the right short. We caught that one. That one was a little bit of a cluster. Same thing, no wind. You start coming tight and the kite's wrapped up in it. We had to cut a kite line. It was the zoo.
Christian, bring this line in.
I can't. It's in the clip.
Hold on, just let me figure it out. Find the fish.
Just cut that main line, dude.
Easy, come on.
Probably should have only taken about a minute on that fish, but because of the conditions, it probably took us 5 minutes.
Day 3, fish number 1, 210, green.
So a little bit of a morale boost, but we were really down about the whole missing the first 2.
It would have been nice to be up by 3 fish right now, and we pulled the hook on 2 of them. We got to get our game in play here, and get our ass in gear and stop missing fish. Conditions ain't very good, these kites ain't flying whatsoever, and it makes it a little difficult, but we're doing the best we can, and we're gonna hopefully keep getting bites. Then at around midday, it started turning on for us.
The fish started showing up on the surface. They started flopping. They were tailing at the end of the day.
That's his fish.
The wind picked up a little bit. It started to get a nice edge forming out there. Started seeing some pre-jumpers out there. We ended up catching doubleheader.
I got this one. Come in with this, dude. Come in. Come in with the line. And then we caught a double off the kite.
Leader, got it. We got it.
And that gave us 3 fish.
While Team 4 Aces seems to be on a roll, Team Liquid has yet to put a notch on the board, and Captain Art Sapp's frustration is starting to show.
We continue to work and trying different things and pulling and pushing them and seeing floppers all around and seeing a flopper that was on an edge that we were fishing, kites in the air. Got a flopper. And another boat comes along that decided it would be okay to set up 50 feet off our bow on this flopper. Don't do it. Not in my world. And I was so angry so fast, I seriously considered just, I'm gonna hit on the side of the boat. I am very, very tight with CV. This is a CV, the other boat that I'm gonna hit.
Yeah, you don't care.
And then just before I hit him, I realized it's a bad idea.
Lock it up, Chad.
So I loop around, I just cut his lines off. You're not gonna do that to me. I'm setting a precedent. Of course, that costs us and them that fish. Nobody's getting bit on that fish when there's boats running around like that on top of it.
Second bite of the day, I get a bite.
Kite is him.
Another flatline bite, and it's a little pipsqueak of a fish, small fish. They're hard to hook.
Little tiny one. Gotta catch him quick. Jimmy gets bit on a flatline on a 5-pound pipsqueak. This tiny little fish jumping around. It slings the bait out of his mouth, and another one that's with it piles on the thing.
Another one right there. A second fish just busted right there.
All right, he ate your bait. I'm gonna put the kites on it, I think. All right, we're gonna turn this into a double. and then it jumps again and the hook comes out of that one.
He's gone!
You gotta be kidding me. And then that other one never shows up. Jimmy's out. Get your bait out of the water there, Jimmy.
And now we're 0 for 2. We know what we need to do to get this accomplished, and where we are sitting is not that.
Gotta be kidding me, that little.
Almost 3 hours since their one release, conditions appear to get right for Team Vitamin C2.
Right there, he's eating someone.
We did our own thing. We kind of stood our ground and everything like that. We kind of worked a little bit further east. The water looked great, and we heard a couple reports of some fish up there, and you know, we stood with it. We saw some fish and everything like that. A couple more floppers here and there. We got number 2.
Top it. Got it. Yeah, I got the visual. I got it.
243 green Mike. Fish number 2.
Started running again, saw another free jumper, got on him, got a bite out of him, caught him. So we're like, okay, now we got 3. You know, second place boat might have had 4 then, and Danny, I think, had 4, but shortly after that, he caught, I think, another double, so he had 6.
I got it. I got it.
247 blue Logan.
Just after noon, Teams Vitamin C2 and 4 Aces each have 3, while Liquid is struggling to get it started.
We're gonna get lit the up. Just gotta get it rolling here.
Up next, which team will draw the lucky hand and take the day?
Let's go!
With just 3 hours to go in this final sail, the fleet scrambles to find sailfish. Team 4 Aces, now with 3 releases, makes a move to pick up the pace and their numbers.
Started kite fishing, and we were able to run a lot because the balloons weren't there. They weren't slowing us down.
Reel, Christian, reel on him.
Find it like it's not in the clip. Don't worry about it.
We were able to maneuver, get in front of some floppers.
There's another one on the long one. That's me over there on the right.
Christian's right here.
All the fish were very cooperative.
Get it. Let it go. Call it in.
2-5 yellow. Got a little bit of a slight edge where it was powder blue to blue.
He's right there. He's right here. Come on, he's laying right up there.
And fish were just kind of working on that edge.
We would have been ahead on the daily by 1 fish right now if it wouldn't be for those 2 that we missed this morning.
253 yellow.
You never know. There's still plenty of time. Now I'm feeling more optimistic about that daily and doing better. We're catching them now, and let's see what happens. We keep getting the bites, things will get interesting. They might get up there and make some money.
Yes, there he is. I'm in the middle. Talk feet. We gotta get another bite out of this. Let him eat a long time, dude.
Team Liquid, still smarting from losing their first 2 sails,
Get it. Did you touch it or not?
is on a mission to keep the next one on.
Our next fish that shows up,
Going crazy.
classic bite out of the kite. One of our guys comes tight on it, comes up, jump in, everything goes right. We catch a fish. You know, easy, quick.
Nice work, guys. Nice work. Way to break it off. Finally. Break that skunk out of here.
Leading the daily with 5 releases, Team 4 Aces is apparently onto something, and the rest of the fleet takes notice.
So we're running. We get up there by 4 Aces. We set up. Here comes a free jumper, like perfect.
Oh, someone's bit.
Like right in line. We're like, okay, just reel him up for a second. We just got to go forward.
Slow. He's wrapped up.
Fish comes up, jumping. The bait's swinging around his bill, totally wrapped up. Comes off.
One of the guys in the boat, he kind of chalked it up for a little bit of questionable experience, but you know what? You know, when a fish eats, sometimes you got to make sure you don't have any slack in the line. You know, there was an opportunity that there was a little bit of slack there. The sailfish goes after the bait and tangles himself and jumps, and he doesn't really have the bait, so we lost one of the fish there. And here comes this other fish. We saw another flopper. It was perfect. We set up perfect for it. We had 4 baits out. I cast the one out, and he's swimming right down the line. He comes right for it. I'm teasing him, getting him up. He goes for it, he stops. Goes for it, he stops. Teases the bait this way, he stops. We cast another different bait, one more. It just kind of, he checks it out and fades away. And then 2 other boats literally drove over us trying to go ahead and get that fish, which was a little upsetting.
Hour to go, we said, let's just look for free jumpers. We'll reel the kites in.
Oh, it's him for sure.
I got it.
As we're reeling the kites in, we see a free jumper way inshore. We run in on them. They got all the spinning rods out, and there's the fish right under the bow.
Leader touch! Leader touch!
Got it.
Nice work, buddy.
Thank you.
Pretty work, boys.
With 90 minutes till line's out, Team Liquid gets into some action.
Sailfish, short.
Feed him, baby, feed him. That'll work. Here we go, coming up.
Will it be too little too late?
Finally, late in the day, we start to get a little roll going. Coming at us.
Our next bite gets tight. Fish starts jumping. All right, it's him. Let's get another one out of it.
Good deal. Good work, guys. Good work.
It's a single. We move on it, catch it. Good. We got a little more than an hour left in the day, and Steve kind of goes on a roll.
Sail!
He gets a bite quick. Boom.
Stole it from a houndfish.
The bait got bit by a houndfish prior to a sailfish piling on it. This bait was done. It was shot. It's I don't get bit kind of bait. And Steve's like, I'm getting bit. He comes tight. Here it is. It's him. Sailfish is up and jumping. Then came up and ate a dead goggle eye.
Show the leader touch. Got it. We got the shot.
All the things for a sailfish to do, it eats a dead bait. Not typical. We catch a fish.
But the guys really started clicking and rolling, and we knew where we were. I knew I needed one more quick or two more late to get that jacket, and I wasn't putting that on them. I was going to keep that to myself and just keep pushing and see what happens.
Up next, with less than an hour to go, who will get the late bite? The exciting season finale. With less than an hour till line's out in the final sail finale, Team 4 Aces is still in the lead, and the fleet rushes to get in on their game.
As the day went on, more and more boats started showing up on that line, so it's kind of getting a little bit frustrating.
We've gone 5 for 7. We'll see what happens. Things are definitely getting better.
Right here, look, right here, close.
Apparently, this third day's the charm for Team 4 Aces.
We got him on.
And there's another flopper ahead.
We made some really good moves today. Joe really turned the boat around and got us in front of the fish.
But Team Liquid is on a roll, chalking up 3 releases in the last 2 hours.
Come on, baby, give me another bite.
And the pressure mounts.
Oh yeah, let's sail.
We know we've got about an hour left in the day, and we've got the potential to chase this thing down.
Still in the lead for the daily with 6 releases, Team 4 Aces is out to seal the deal.
We saw a flopper and our left long got bit, and that sucker just took it. I closed the bail. I fed that fish better than I fed any fish in my entire season. That fish gave me an intensity and concentration and for me to just fight that fish, I almost got cut off from another boat's kite line. Thank God they moved out of the way, and finally I got that fish to come back. My heart was about to explode. Because when you get that feeling like that fish might break off, it scares you so much. For me to actually be that concentrated into that fish and reeling that fish perfectly, keeping that line tight, keeping the line directly pointed at where he was jumping, and the concentration and intensity was unbelievable. I'm super, super happy to be the one that's actually doing it, honestly.
Got him, and that was a fish that counted. You know, Christian did a good job on that. We made it count.
That was great because we won quite a bit of money. Shit, third place. Yeah, see? A tournament just became a very good come from behind victory.
I've never seen my teammates and I so loud and so happy. And for me to have that ability to get that release and tie it up to first and see my guys and I enjoying ourselves, it's a blessing. I can't ask for anything else.
Team 4 Aces finally gets their due, taking first in the daily and third place in the 3-day final sail tournament. As for the 4-leg Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series, Team Utopia comes out on top, while Team Liquid falls short.
That's it, boys. As it is, I'm a second place guy again. And I don't know if 50th place would be better than second place, but second place really sucks.
It wears on you. You know, you try and make some sense of it. We love it. You know, it's the passion, it's the glory when you get it. It's tough.
As for earnings among the Wild Bills teams, Team 4 Races comes out on top with over $100,000.
I understand we won like 100,000 or so. We ended up in 3rd place overall, all the way down from 12th where we started the day. That's the way the game goes. You try to make moves to try to get advantages, and sometimes you don't get them, sometimes you do. Today we decided to stay, and that worked out great for us.
Here we are at the end, total loss of the season financially, and I'm like, you know, but you come back. You know, what happens next year, we'll see.
The one thing right now out of the whole season, I don't know that there is anything, but there's a ton of little things that I got to do better, and the guys got to get better.
It's really nice, like I've been saying. I wanted to end on a positive note in this tournament. It's our last tournament of the season, and now we got all summer to prepare for next year. But after such a horrifying season, to end like this, you know, with a bang at the end of the day, you know, it shows you why we do this and what keeps us coming back. You know, you go from 0 to hero or from hero to 0, but you always have the ability in a short span of time to do either one. And today it turned out good for us. So I'm very happy.
Next season, the teams may change, but their passion will remain the same: to win the day, the tournament, and ultimately, the Quest for the Crest Sailfish Series.